Good evening. This is Akashvani. I am Valsa Williams with the news at 9. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says goal of PM-JANMAN Maha Abhiyan is to benefit every member of the tribal community from government schemes. Prime Minister holds telephonic talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin, discusses issues of global interest. India and Iran discuss setting up of long-term cooperation framework on Chabahar port. NITI Ayog says around 25 crore people taken out from poverty in last 9 years. FASTags with incomplete KYC process to get deactivated after the 31st of this month. Uddhav faction of Shiv Sena moves Supreme Court against Maharashtra Assembly Speaker's ruling in favour of Shinde group. And Sensex closes above 73,000 and Nifty over 22,000 mark. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today asserted that 10 years of his government has been dedicated to the poor. He said the country can develop only when the benefits of government schemes reach everyone. Mr. Modi stated this while releasing the first installment to 1 lakh beneficiaries of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin under the Pradhan Mantri Jan Jati Adivasi Nyay Maha Abhiyan PM-JANMAN through video conferencing. He said the PM-JANMAN Maha Abhiyan is aimed at ensuring that government schemes reach the most backward tribal community. The Prime Minister said none of the extremely backward people will be left out of the benefits of the government schemes.
हमारी सरकार पिछले 10 वर्षों से लगातार यही कोशिश है कि हर योजना उसके जो हकदार है उस लाभार्थी तक आसानी से पहुंचे। से अपने हक को प्राप्त करने के लिए भागना दौड़ना मुसीबतें झेलना ऐसा न हो। हमारी योजनाएं हर गांव हर इलाके तक पहुंचेगी, ये मोदी की गारंटी है।
Talking about providing Pakka houses to particularly vulnerable tribal groups, the Prime Minister said that money has been transferred directly to the accounts of tribal beneficiaries. The Prime Minister highlighted that the present government has brought about 90 forest produce under the ambit of MSP. The Prime Minister today held telephonic talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Mr. Modi described it as a good conversation. In a social media post, the Prime Minister said they discussed various positive developments in their special and privileged strategic partnership and agreed to chalk out a roadmap for future initiatives. Mr. Modi added that they also had a useful exchange of views on various regional and global issues, including Russia's presidency of the BRICS. India and Iran today held a wide range of discussions on establishing a long-term cooperation framework on Chabahar port. During his 2-day official visit to Iran, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar today met Iranian Minister of Roads and Urban Development Mehrdad Bazarpash in Tehran. Both the leaders exchanged views on the international north-south transport corridor. Mr. Jaishankar also held bilateral talks with his Iranian counterpart, Dr. Amir Abdullah. The two leaders explored various issues related to bilateral relations, regional connectivity, and global concerns. More from our correspondent.
Regional issues took center stage, with both ministers expressing shared concerns about recent events in West Asia. The importance of preventing further escalation of violence and hostilities was emphasized, and Jaishankar reiterated India's firm stance against terrorism. Discussions included addressing visible humanitarian crisis, supporting sustainable humanitarian corridors, and India's contribution to Gaza. On the issue of Palestine, India reaffirmed its support for a two-state solution and called for diplomatic efforts to avoid provocative actions. The ministers also discussed the increasing threats to the maritime commercial traffic in the Indian Ocean, expressing grave concern over attacks near India and the direct impact on India's energy and economic interest. This is Vinod Kumar for Akashvani from Dubai.
NITI Ayog has said that around 25 crore people in India have escaped poverty in the last 9 years. The planning agency today released its discussion paper on multidimensional poverty in India since 2005 to 2006, which attempts to study the decline in poverty rates across multiple dimensions. It said that poverty has declined from over 29% to around 11% in the last 9 years. It added that Uttar Pradesh has registered the largest decline in poverty. It is followed by Bihar, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. Talking to Akashvani News, NITI Ayog CEO BVR Subramaniam said, reducing poverty is a remarkable achievement.
We have seen that 25 crore people have escaped poverty in the last 9.5 years. I think this was something which was dramatic. We made a global commitment to do this. Half absolute poverty in 15 years. We seem to have done it in about 8-9 years. I think that's a very remarkable achievement. It's a proof of the consistency and the ability of the government to do targeted poverty reduction.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has lauded the report. In a social media post, the Prime Minister said the report showcasing a fall in poverty is very encouraging. India Post Payments Bank IPPB has achieved a significant milestone of over 8 crore customers benefiting from its innovative and inclusive financial services. The Ministry of Communication said the achievement reflects the trust and confidence placed in IPPB by the people of India. It further said the establishment of India Post Payments Bank was a strategic move to bridge the financial gap, empower the underserved population and drive financial inclusion through a combination of traditional and digital banking services. FASTags with valid balance but with incomplete Know Your Customer process will get deactivated or blacklisted after the 31st of this month. The move came after recent reports of multiple FASTags being issued for a particular vehicle and FASTags being issued without KYC in violation of RBI's mandate. In a bid to enhance efficiency of the electronic toll collection system and provide seamless movement at the toll plazas, National Highways Authority of India has undertaken the One Vehicle, One FASTag initiative. The initiative aims to discourage user behavior of using a single FASTag for multiple vehicles or linking multiple FASTags to a particular vehicle. Civil Aviation Minister Jyotiraditya M. Scindia has said Delhi Airport has been asked to immediately expedite the operationalization of the Cat 3 enabled 4th runway. This is in addition to the existing Cat 3 enabled runway. In a social media post, Mr. Scindia said, in the light of the impact on flight operations due to unprecedented fog in Delhi, the Directorate General of Civil Aviation will issue a standard operating procedure for airlines on better communication and facilitation of passengers to minimize discomfort in view of flight cancellations. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. The Shiv Sena faction, led by former Chief Minister of Maharashtra Uddhav Thackeray, today moved the Supreme Court over Maharashtra Assembly Speaker Rahul Narvekar's decision that recognizes the Eknath Shinde-led faction as the real Shiv Sena. The Shiv Sena UBT has also sought a provisional stay on the Speaker's order and an interim relief restraining Shinde faction MLAs from attending the Maharashtra Legislative Assembly. The Speaker had announced on Wednesday that the Shinde faction was the real Shiv Sena when the party, founded by Balasaheb Thackeray, split between Shinde and Thackeray factions. Meanwhile, the Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde-led Shiv Sena has moved the Bombay High Court against the Speaker's decision to not disqualify MLAs belonging to the Uddhav Thackeray camp. The rituals of Pran Pratishtha program for Ram Lala Virajman will begin in the Sri Ram Janmabhoomi complex tomorrow, which will continue till January the 21st, and then on January 22nd, the consecration ceremony will be held. Secretary for the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting Apurva Chandra today said the government is preparing a modern media centre to facilitate the press for the coverage of Pran Pratishtha of Ram Temple in Ayodhya on the 22nd of January. Addressing a press briefing in New Delhi on the preparations, he said the media centre will be operational from the 21st of January and it will operate for 7 days. He informed that after the event, the ministry will keep a facilitation desk to facilitate the media continuously for the next 3 months. The Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra is proving to be a boon for the people residing in the interior districts of the frontier state of Arunachal Pradesh. Keeping aside the factors of harsh climatic conditions and geographical terrain, Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra IEC vans are reaching the last man standing and delivering them government benefits. A report.
In Arunachal Pradesh, the Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra campaign has covered over 1,400 gram panchayats of the total 2,108 in the state. The campaign has created enthusiasm and interest among the people and the beneficiaries to participate in the camps and get awareness about various government schemes and also get benefited from several on-the-spot services. Jolio Duku from Itanagar Capital Region is a beneficiary who had received gas connection under Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. While sharing her view as a part of Meri Kahani Meri Jubani at a Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra camp at Tarajoli in Itanagar Capital Region, she said that the free gas connection has eased her life.
मेरा नाम जोलियो डुकू है. हम गैस एजेंसी से फ्री मिला है. पहले तो हम इतना कष्टों से पहाड़ जाकर लकड़ी बुकाता, आग जलाता. अभी तो आगे ही नहीं जलाता है. गैस है, गैस जला रहा है.
राकेश दोले, आकाशवाणी न्यूज, ईटानगर.
In business, key domestic indices continued with their upward trajectory today, hitting new record highs. A report.
The Sensex rose 759 points or 1.05% to end at a fresh all-time high of 73,328. The Nifty gained 203 points or 0.93%, closing at 22,097. In the forex market, the Indian rupee today ended at 82 rupees and 88 paisa against the US dollar. And in intraday trade, Brent crude was trading at $77.56 per barrel when reports last came in. Anubha Rohadgi for Akashvani News.
The 54th annual meeting of the World Economic Forum began today at Davos, Switzerland. The theme of the conference is Rebuilding Trust, emphasizing the focus on exploring the opportunities enabled by the new technologies and their implications on decision-making and global partnership, issues related to climate change, threats from artificial intelligence, economic issues, cooperation amid geopolitical fragmentation and other problems across the globe will be discussed. Union Minister Smriti Irani, Ashwini Vaishnav and Hardeep Singh Puri are to represent India at the 5-day event. A volcano erupted in southwest Iceland yesterday, spewing lava into the nearby fishing town and setting the houses there on fire. This is the second eruption of a volcano in southwest Iceland in recent weeks. The people living in the fishing village of Grindavik were ordered to evacuate, according to Herdis Gudmundsdóttir, a spokesperson for Iceland's Civil Protection Agency. 10% of the town's population has already been evacuated. Festivals of harvest, Makar Sankranti, Pongal, Uttarayan and Magh Bihu are being celebrated in different parts of the country today. These festivals mark the end of winter and the onset of longer days. The festival was also celebrated across various regions and among ethnic communities in Nepal. In our bilingual live phone-in program Public Speak at 9:30 tonight, we will bring an insightful discussion on preventive measures against privacy breach by cyber crimes like deepfakes with Dr. Gulshan Rai, former National Cybersecurity Coordinator. During the program, listeners will have the opportunity to pose questions to our expert on their concerns relating to privacy breach through various tools of artificial intelligence. To participate, simply dial the telephone number 011 2331 4444. Indian shooters continued with winning gold in the Asia Olympic qualifiers, with Yogesh Singh winning the top prize in individual as well as team event of the men's 25-meter centre-fire pistol competition on Monday in Jakarta, Indonesia. Yogesh claimed the individual gold medal after shooting 573, finishing ahead of silver winner Muad Al-Balushi of Oman 570 and Indonesia's Anang Yulianto 567. In women's event, the Indian trio of Shreyasi, Manisha Keer and Bhavya Tripathi, however, won the silver medal in the women's trap team event with a total of 328, finishing behind China and ahead of Kazakhstan. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says goal of PM-JANMAN Maha Abhiyan is to benefit every member of the tribal community from government schemes. Prime Minister holds telephonic talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin, discusses issues of global interest. India and Iran discuss setting up of long-term cooperation framework on Chabahar port. NITI Ayog says around 25 crore people taken out of poverty in last 9 years. FASTags with incomplete KYC process to get deactivated after the 31st of this month. Uddhav faction of Shiv Sena moves Supreme Court against Maharashtra Assembly Speaker's ruling in favour of Shinde group, and Sensex closes above 73,000 and Nifty above 22,000 mark. That is all in the news at 9. Good night.